Good morning, everybody. This is a WooFDriver once again coming to you with another adventure. Gonna harness up 15-year-old Princess. Gonna show you how I do it. Let me turn the camera around and give it to Chris. Chris, can you film me here? I'm going back in there. Great. Come on, Chris. Come on back here. Come on, Brady. So I get her to climb these steps. Come on, Princess. Notice how she climbs the steps. Come on. Come on. She'll do almost anything for a treat, which is a good motivator for her. Some dogs, food motivation works for her. It won't work for her if we're out in the field and she sees something. So I have to do a different kind of training. But for this kind of enclosed environment, for lack of a better term, she does great with the food motivation. And notice the steps and how narrow this walkway is. She balances herself. She's been doing this for most of her life that I've had her. I've had her for about 11 years now. So at that point, what I'll do is I'll grab her here, turn her around, and I'm going to put this special harness I have for her. This is a harness that's really made for her riding in the seat. It's kind of like an H-back harness I've talked about before, or a tracking walking harness. They're all very similar. And it goes on really easily. I know some people are sometimes challenged. Me too. Sometimes some of these harnesses are pretty challenging, especially the ones that aren't as mainstream. So real specialized harnesses. This is specialized, but it's modeled after, like I said, an H-back or a tracking harness. She does wear an invisible fence collar. A lot of people have asked in the WooFDriver Husky Overload group about invisible fences and radio fences if they work with Huskies, and they do. I've had them. I've had other Huskies. I mean, I've been doing this for almost a quarter of a century now, and I've had much success with it. If you have any other questions about invisible fences or radio fences, they're great. I'm a real advocate of them. So this is a GPS tracking collar she wears. This way, it's kind of like a Fitbit for dogs. It's called an AKC Link. I know where she's at with it, where she's at in the yard or anywhere, because it receives a cell phone signal or it emits a cell phone signal, so I can communicate with it and also see her activity level. Especially with her, if she's not doing as much activity, maybe something's bothering her, I might know it's time for a vet visit or to check her out. It's really good. I have them on all my dogs. So this harness, like I said, it's kind of like a tracking harness, but it's specialized. It's made for the seat she rides in, but it also can be used when she jogs along on the bike. It's got a little convenient built-in handle. So now what I'll do, she's a little more feisty. I'm going to take her down. Watch again her balance herself really well. Good girl. Now she comes flying off of there. I'm just taking her in slow motion. I mean, she's a veteran at this. So I'm going to load her up in the truck now. The reason I'm walking her is because she's, got a mind of her own, and I don't want to be arguing with her, for lack of a better term. So she'll want to get in the truck, but she'll want to see what's going on. You see, notice the steps just came out. The steps come out automatically. I've talked about this before. Thank you, Jim, for opening the door. Now, she'll go right up here. Come on, pretty. Come on, come on. I'll help her a little bit. Come on, good girl. But then she goes right in there. You can give her a view. And she has her own, this is her own compartment. She has her own water bowl. And there's a fan mounted for all the dogs for when it's warmer. Of course, this is an air-conditioned vehicle as well. This is like a dog limousine. It's specially made for the dogs. Now what I'll do is I'll close this and prepare for the other dogs. I have a pillow here because sometimes the dogs can be a little scrappy. What I mean by that is they like to check each other and test each other. So this blocks her, especially her, even at her age. She's pretty vibrant. So I'm going to take that from you, Chris. Thank you. So now we're gonna let the other dogs out. And they're talking already. This is Jag, Chase, and Zorro. Go ahead, Jimmy. Jim and Chris. Chris was doing the filming. Jim's letting the dogs out. Are part of my WooFDriver pit crew. You can hear them. They want to go. Now, they're a little bit feisty. Here they come. That's Zorro. Here comes Chasey. And they're going to go right up the steps, right into their truck. And Zorro and Chase are each about 9.5 years old. Zorro's actually the only one I have that's got a little Malamute in him. The rest, the 3 white ones, are actually all Husky. So that's them getting into the truck. And if you'll notice, come on, Jag. Come on, Jag. Come on, good boy. Jag's up here where Princess goes. Princess is kind of like his girlfriend. He likes to mark the area and see what was Princess doing. And they all share different. Come on, Jag. Jag. Look at him marking that. How cute is that? He's putting a scent on it. So, and again, you know, he wants to run around the yard more than the other dogs, and I let him do that because they're under my control and they can sow their wild oats even more. We're going to take a long ride, probably about 3 hours. So they've been out for a while, but it's always good to let them do anything extra they might want to do. Come on, Jag. Jag. Come on, here. Here. Jag. Come on, good boy. Jag. Jag. Come on. Good boy. He's just trying to figure out a way to get down here. Come on, here. Come on, Jag. Jag. Jag, come on. Good boy. Get in your truck. Come on. Now, his steps aren't working. He doesn't need them, though. He's young and strong and ready to roll. So that's Jag. Again, he's about 9.5 years old, and he's ready to go. He's ready to get his day started. He's looking at me and saying, "When we going, Dad?" So I am the Wolf Driver and do all these adventures. You probably have tuned in before. Chase is already relaxing. We went on an adventure 2 days ago, and you can look that up on WooFDriver Live. By the way, if you haven't liked the WooFDriver Live Facebook page, please do. This is a dog limousine that's custom made for the dogs. It's 6 doors. Most trucks and cars, as you know, are 4 doors, but this is a limousine, so it's 6 doors. Got the extra set of doors, which helps me house all the dogs for long trips, as well as it has a roof deck with an electric winch where it can haul the bikes that we use on top. And they're bikes, I call them dog power go-karts, and you'll know me if you ever see me on the road, because that's the Husky emblem, and this is fur wheel drive. Hope you enjoyed our little introduction there. I do a lot of introductions. Jag's just checking. Jim rides with Jag, and Jag's just checking. Is there anything, any food I'm missing out on, any crumbs? Princess is right there. She's happy. Everybody's happy. So if you haven't already, like I said, I've got a couple groups out there on Facebook. Tell you what, just put Wolf Driver in Google and you'll see we've got over 10 books out, over 4,000 videos. I'm the only person to ever technically mush the National Mall in Washington, D.C. I've done unbelievable stuff that you'll never see before and probably never see again. It's a wild show. If you have any questions or comments, or you just want to get a shout out, you can always join in our live videos and just say hey, and love to know where everyone's tuning in from. I'm in Maryland near Baltimore, and life is great. So this is the Wolf Driver signing off. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you out on the trail if I have signal. Remember, it's Wolf Driver. Have a great day, everybody.